Like if you found the video valuable. Claire Foster had spent her career chasing stories no one else wanted. Ghost towns, unsolved disappearances, abandoned hospitals. She thrived on the peculiar. So when her editor suggested she take a break in the countryside, she reluctantly agreed. She checked into a quiet little inn called the Harrogate, a 2-story building with ivy crawling up its brick walls. At the front desk, the innkeeper, a gray-haired woman with sharp blue eyes, handed her a brass key. Room 6, the woman said. Up the stairs, 2nd floor. Claire thanked her and carried her bag up the creaking staircase. The hallway stretched long and narrow, lined with framed photos of the inn throughout the decades. She walked slowly, reading the brass numbers nailed onto each door. Room 4, Room 5, Room 7. Claire stopped, her brows furrowed. There was no Room 6. She retraced her steps. Maybe she had missed it. But no, between 5 and 7, the wall was unbroken plaster. Smooth, clean, no door. Yet, in her palm, the brass key gleamed, etched with the number 6. Her pulse quickened. Must be some old numbering system, she muttered, though she didn't believe it. She pushed the key against the wall between rooms 5 and 7, and to her shock, a keyhole shimmered into existence, like ink bleeding across paper. The key slid in effortlessly, and with a soft click, the wall opened into a narrow, hidden door. Inside was room 6. It looked ordinary enough. A single bed, a dresser, a desk with a chair. But the air felt heavy, as though she had stepped underwater. Claire set her bag down and noticed a folded newspaper on the desk. The headline froze her blood. August 17, 1973. Local woman found dead in Harrogate Inn. The name below the headline made her stomach twist. Claire Foster. Her hands shook as she read. According to the article, a young journalist staying in room 6 had died mysteriously overnight. The death was ruled unexplained. Claire dropped the paper. This was impossible. She was alive, reading her own obituary from 50 years earlier. Her instinct told her to leave, but the door had vanished. The handle, the frame, even the seams, gone. The room had sealed itself. The light bulb overhead flickered, dimming until shadows crept across the walls. Claire backed toward the bed, her breath shallow. Then she saw it. A reflection in the mirror above the dresser. Her own figure, but not her. The reflection was gaunter, pale, with hollow eyes. The other Claire stared back with a sorrowful smile, as though she already knew how this night would end. Who are you? Claire whispered, though she knew the answer. The reflection mouthed words she couldn't hear. Slowly, it raised a hand and pointed to the bed. Against her better judgment, Claire turned. Laid out neatly on the covers was another newspaper, folded open to the same page. But this time, the date was tomorrow's. The headline read, August 20, 2025. Journalist Claire Foster dies in room 6 of Harrogate Inn. Her knees went weak. The walls seemed to pulse, the air thick with something unseen pressing closer. Claire clawed at the plaster where the door had been, but it held firm, unyielding. The reflection moved differently now, no longer mirroring her. It stepped closer in the glass, reaching out as though it could cross over. The glass trembled. No, Claire said, backing away, heart-hammering. The last thing she heard before the light went out was the echo of her own voice, but older, weaker, whispering, "You were always meant to stay here." When the innkeeper came to check the room the next morning, room 6 was gone again. Only rooms 5 and 7 remained, as though it had never existed. But those who looked closely swore they could hear faint scratching between the walls, the sound of nails against plaster, as though someone was still trying to get out.